Hello, friends. It is Wednesday, the 21st of January, about 12:30 Pacific time. The first day of the second year of the regime. This morning I watched what took place at Davos. After yesterday I had watched what took place with that insane press conference and picture show that the usurper put on. It is inescapable that anybody would look at the ramblings of this individual and conclude that they were not in control of their faculties, that they were suffering from cognitive decline. And in watching the individual in his ambulations, it is very clear that he is not well. He cannot walk in a straight line. And he has no ability to hold focus on the moment. He has no ability to present himself in any way that would be commiserate with the person that is the United States president. He behaves as a toddler, an angry, spoiled toddler who's not getting what he wants. And I'll say again that there's a deeper reason behind all this, and that is the fact that he is compromised, that he is a puppet of Vladimir Putin. He has always been. Where's the Epstein list? Or the Trump list, co-starring Jeffrey Epstein? Where's that? Where's the investigation into any of the criminal activity that is being committed by ICE currently across the entire United States? Whew, these days are a bit much. If you're like me, you are tired. If you're like me, you are sick and tired, especially of the so-called political aspect of this, because it really isn't about politics. It's about right and wrong. Every person that does not agree with this, who is in elected office, should be screaming about it. And they're not. Why? They're showing their hand. They never really worked for us. They've always been compromised, and they've been a process of duping the American people into thinking that we had a democracy. Just swing back between the D and the R. Just swing back, swing back, swing back. And we're tired. A couple videos ago, I talked about what's going to take place when we get through this crisis, and what I think needs to take place I call radical restoration of democracy. We're not going to go back to what was, because we all know that was a bullshit lie, an illusion. And so in restoring this nation, we need to be really radical about it and push for everything that we want. Shoot for the stars. We want a system of national health care. Plain and simple. We're not gonna bargain on that. No, this has to happen. We want a system of guaranteed national income for people who are not working. We're not going to compromise on this. We want an economic system that bars the accumulation of wealth once you reach $1 billion. That's it. No, we're not going to have 100 billionaires, 200 billionaires, 500 billionaires, trillionaires. No. Sidebar. There are 3 men in this country who control more wealth than 50% of the country. 3 men control more wealth than 150 million people. No, we're done. We're done. No, we're done. So it's January 21st. We are creeping up on February when the usurper has said funds to blue states will be cut off. Cool. We're in tax season. A lot of people are saying they don't want to pay their federal taxes, especially if they know their federal taxes are going to bullshit. And I agree. I personally don't want to pay federal taxes because I know that the Democrats won't stand up and say we need to spend this money on something good. And they're trying to adopt the voice of the people that are protesting, saying, well, we might consider abolishing ICE. Fuck that shit. We might consider it? We might consider cutting their funding? No. And for the people that are saying we need to abolish ICE, I think you're missing the point. We need to abolish the Department of Homeland Security, which is the second biggest department in the United States government now after the DOD. So no, we need to shut down the Department of Homeland Security completely. Done. And that's $350 billion a year that we don't need to be spending. So we all have a lot of thinking to do within ourselves about where we are. And as I've said in every video, if you are still a person that is silent, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. Done. We all need to speak up. That's just it. Need to speak up. I know it's uncomfortable. I hate doing it. Have to speak up. Make your voice known. And get serious about thinking of the after, because once we get through this, it's not like suddenly everything's going to be easy or everything will be like it was before. No, it's going to take a decade of concerted effort to get this nation on a good course again. And it's going to be hard because we don't have any allies anymore. And if this dumb motherfucker does one thing to hurt the people of Greenland, then we will lose NATO. We very well may have to have sanctions from the rest of the world on us. So think about the after. There's going to be a lot of cleanup. And what we will be after will depend on what we work for. So go big. Go big. You know, we have a lot of work to do to get through this. I don't know when we're going to get through this, but I can't see this person going for 4 years. And I can't see his successor managing this situation for whatever remainder of those 4 years in a good way. So between now and 2028, we're going to remain in this murky area, no matter how everything comes out in the 2026 election. If the Democrats take the House back, if they take the Senate back, there's still a judiciary across the country that's been infested with these traitors. And if history teaches you anything, you know, it doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. If our resistance is simply going to be relying on the Democrats, we will not succeed. So no illusions about what's happening with this midterm election. The definitive moment will be 2028. If there can be a peaceful transition of power in this country again. A lot to think about. I'm going to touch base with you all later, maybe today. If not, then I will talk to you all tomorrow. Go carefully, friends.